Acknowledge me!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kenan, and I'm your host for Wrestling is Awesome, where 40-somethings talk about WWE. Joining me today on the Wrestling is Awesome show, we have Alex. How you doing, buddy?
I am all good, Kenan, and I have been in absolute bliss since the Royal Rumble.
Nice. Also joining us is the original tribal boss, Neil. How you doing, buddy?
Yeet! Yeet!
And Lee, no yeet. How you doing?
No, I'm in full heel mode tonight, Kenan. I'm not impressed.
Oh, okay. There's going to be splits of opinion here, I am sure. Right, so yeah, today we're going to be talking about everything that happened at the Royal Rumble 2025. We're going to talk about Raw, SmackDown, everything WWE. So if you're a fan of WWE, you're in the right place. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe on this video, and make sure you hit that bell to get notified. You can listen to the audio version of this podcast on iTunes and Spotify and anywhere you get your podcast. Right, gentlemen, we have to start with the Royal Rumble. And first of all, going to start with the Women's Royal Rumble. So our champion is Charlotte Flair. She returned at number 27 to massive pyros, big entrance. And she eliminated Michin, Piper Niven, Nia Jax, and Roxanne Perez on her way to winning the Royal Rumble. Thoughts in terms of, and predictions. So I predicted Charlotte Flair. She was my pick. How did you guys fare on your predictions, and what did you think of the result? For me, it was the right one. I think it lends itself to the right draw for WrestleMania for Tiffany Stratton. I think Tiffany's great, but she hasn't got necessarily the draw that Charlotte does, and she will bring that to her. Other people on SmackDown, like Nia Jax, she's already been in the title picture. Bailey's already had her moment last year. Other wrestlers are just not there yet for me to face Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania. So I think that's where it's going to go. And therefore, for me, this was the right decision because Rhea has got the draw and you didn't need someone to win to face her because whoever she faces is going to be a big match anyway. Neil, what do you think of Charlotte Flair winning?
I agree with everything you said, but I still don't like that it was her who won.
Okay.
I felt like with as good as the women's division is now and will continue to get, considering like who is on NXT, I think it still should have maintained no woman has won the Rumble twice yet.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Lee, what were your thoughts?
Loved it. The Queen is back.
Mhm.
She is the GOAT. If it has to be, there is eventually going to have to be a two-time winner. It should be Charlotte Flair.
Mhm.
And Triple H continues this dark magic of giving me things I want that I don't know I want. Well, I thought I wanted Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania, but Raw gave me something else.
Yeah. Fair point. Alex, what were your thoughts on Charlotte Flair's win?
I wish they hadn't told us she was coming back. That would have been much more of a surprise. I think the second they announced her, I knew she was going to win. Now, if you are a social media dweller like I am, you will just see the amount of hate that Charlotte has got over social media this week.
Yeah.
And I do not get it. Yes, okay, she's always at the top of the card, but there is a reason she's always at the top of the card, because she's one of the best there is. And it's not just her telling us that she's the best. She proves it in the ring. She proves it on the mic. Her promo on Monday, which I'm sure we'll get to, was brilliant. And why shouldn't she be at the top of the card when she's as good as she is? She has the name, she has the style, she has the, pardon the pun, the flair to go with it. And, you know, she's a phenom. She's almost like the women's division's Brock Lesnar in that sense, where, you know, if she's at the top of the card because she kind of deserves it, people can get bored of it all they want, but she's box office.
Yeah, exactly like that. Cena, Lesnar, they can come in, win is not an issue. And I know some people had issues with Cena whenever he would come in and just get his championship win, but the women's division has been something that's been evolving over years. And yeah, there are a few potential like hot changes with the championships, but she is a 14-time champion, and there's nothing to say that she shouldn't be the one that breaks her father's record. Why should it be John Cena? So there's every opportunity for that. I know in terms of she's had done it a lot, shorter period than John, but John hasn't had, like you say, he hasn't had a win in over 2,000 days or 2,500 days. So, why would you expect John to just come in and win the Rumble? But, we'll come to that. Neil, what were you going to say?
I think when you said that she's like the Brock Lesnar of the division, I actually think she's more the John Cena of the division.
Yeah.
Because, and it's weird because
I say Brock because she's always more of a heel.
Fair enough. Yeah. But I'll say, if you really think it through, John Cena, his entire time, where he was Super Cena, as we say, and he would just win matches after matches after matches, taking away when he beat the Nexus, right? Other than that, you can't really say, oh, you know what? This would have been better than John Cena's match. Like, then this would have been a better draw than the John Cena match. That would have been a better draw than the John Cena match. And I know, obviously, everybody's like, oh, but Daniel Bryan should have done this, or CM Punk should have done this. And I was like, could they really draw the way Cena does? And you look at the women's division, can these women, outside of Rhea Ripley, there is not one woman in all of WWE, that includes NXT, who is going to draw as many eyes, as many people as Charlotte Flair. And all the hate and the booing, good, continue to do it, because she's a heel. So she wants the boo. So the louder you bitch and moan, the more you just giving her all the energy she needs.
For all the fuel, exactly. So as you guys have mentioned, Flair appeared on Raw this week. She came out almost face, to tell the crowd what difficult time she'd had with her injury. She didn't mention this, but obviously she went through a divorce in this period as well. Her and Andrade divorced in 2024. She's she's gone through a lot, and obviously an injury like that, it really takes its toll. But the fans were really booing her, and I don't know if they booed her because they think she is a heel. They booed her because she won the Rumble. I don't know who the fans are wanting, because there's a varied opinion about who they think should have won the Women's Royal Rumble. It's not like it should have definitely been this person. So it's not like a Daniel Bryan moment where people are like, it should have been Bryan who wanted to go on to WrestleMania. It's a mixed opinion. So to the boo the way she did, but whether it was scripted or not, I do not know. But she pivoted on that, and she went with that crowd and just embraced it like I would have expected her to. So again, I don't know if it was part of the script or whether she did it on the fly, but she did it to perfection. But she was interrupted by Rhea Ripley. She said she respected Flair and she wanted her to pick her to have her fight at WrestleMania. They won a one on WrestleMania, and actually their last match was probably the match of that Mania. It was absolutely fantastic. It was definitely match of the night, but potentially the whole PLE. But
and more credit to how good Charlotte is.
Exactly that. And Flair made it clear options were open. She appeared on NXT on Tuesday because she was going to speak to Julia, and she said she was be speaking to Tiffany on SmackDown on Friday. So she's keeping her options open. And again, just having Flair in the ring with Rhea, you saw how much better Charlotte was on the mic. Just in those few minutes, Rhea's mic skills for me are actually quite limited. She'll deliver a couple of lines and try to be a little bit scathing, but they're not smart lines. Just "I'm going to beat you." Where Charlotte made a point that she's being rash. She was getting ahead of herself, and that she was just a child. And that really, really hit a nerve. So I really love the promo, and yeah, I wouldn't be against seeing those two, but I would then struggle to see who would go on to face Tiffany unless we get something like a Becky Lynch come back at the Chamber to then take her on. So who knows? But I think Tiffany needs a big name to go against rather than anyone potentially who's just where they are on the card at the moment. which is why I think Flair is the final pick. Any thoughts on that promo?
Yes. I love that promo. I think I messaged you guys as soon as I heard it, which was she obviously came out there to give a sort of a mid babyface promo. It wasn't a full babyface promo, but it was a case of it was a I haven't decided, my character's not confirmed yet, but I'm coming back to say thank you for welcoming me back. I'm glad to be back. I'm going to tell you why I've been off and the shit I've been through. And they just weren't having it. And she paused and she literally turned, and then went into this whole other tirade of, I have missed you guys, but it doesn't matter whether you guys want me here or not. I'm here. I'm the best. So boo me now.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Whether
just
woo me or boo me.
and that has elements of when The Rock did it.
Yeah.
When The Rock had to turn on a dime, I think he did it against Hogan, and he had to turn on a dime because he listened to the crowd, and that wouldn't have been the plan for that promo.
Yeah.
You know, it was almost like they were gunning for babyface versus babyface for Rhea and Charlotte and Mania. But you know, that is a difficult thing to do, as seen from when Jay was out there. You know, Jay struggled with it. Okay, different emotions and things like that, but Jay struggled with that, and we've seen him struggle with certain promos before. But Charlotte just took it in her stride, knew exactly what to do, didn't need to be like, oh, well, this is the script and I'm supposed to follow a particular plan. She was like, this isn't what the crowd want. I've got to go bad, Charlotte. And she fucking nailed it. I'm so pleased that we've got Charlotte back, because that is a proper dominant female presence that's not Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, exactly. The closest anyone's been is like Nia Jax in that position, you know, completely ill dominant. And, you know, if anyone was going to probably turn Charlotte face, it would probably be Nia Jax. Either of them could turn the other one face if they did have a promo.
They have real beef anyway.
Yeah, they do. Exactly. I remember that match where they actually went at each other. Lee, thoughts on the promo?
Loved it. Second favorite promo of the night. We'll come on to my first, I'm sure, in a bit. But spoiler alert, it's not Jay's. The only thing Charlotte did, which upset me because I know we're not going to get it, but oh my days, a Charlotte Julia match at Mania.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what I mean. It's dark magic. I never even put the two together, and now it's all I think about at night. It's like that meme. I'm in bed with the wife. I bet you think about other women. Yeah, I am. I'm thinking Charlotte and Julia. 1-on-1.
Amazing. Neil, any final thoughts on that promo?
No, I echo what you guys have said. It was just a great promo.
All right, good stuff. Right, let's talk about some other quick moments in the Women's Royal Rumble. Nia Jax was so dominant in there. She's now got the record for the most eliminations in the Women's Royal Rumble. She eliminated Zelina Vega, Trish Stratus, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Stephanie Vaquer, Io Sky, Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, Nikki Bella. So she absolutely dominated. I mean, most of them she threw out in the space of about 3 seconds, where they just
6 of them were up on the
side of the ring,
which is brilliant, by the way.
Which was brilliant. And the surprises. So Alexa Bliss returns to WWE. It was the biggest pop of the night. I think. You know, the crowd loved it. I think that it was surprised only because I think WWE have been putting out fake news, because they have been going out to the sheets and saying, yeah, there's no contract, she's not going to be there. And absolutely just, you know, blew everyone. Even Michael Cole referenced it. She said she wasn't going to be here, and they actually eat into that. So absolutely huge. Obviously, we were on the live stream watching it, and yeah, it made Alex's night. So any more thoughts on Bliss?
First of all, her outfit. She came out with a Fiend jacket on that had Fiend forever, and in between Fiend, it made up Friends Forever, which was just awesome. Also, her kit was basically the same as what she wore at the last Rumble. And it's really interesting. There's loads of speculation going around. First of all, she also hasn't missed a beat. She came in, did a whole bunch of moves, absolutely perfect. She was great. She didn't have quite as long time in there as I thought she might have done. She got
no eliminations.
I didn't notice that, but okay.
Yeah.
And she got binned out by Liv, which is why I was disappointed that she didn't turn up on Raw when Liv was out there. And I thought she might have come and cost Liv the Elimination Chamber match, but I guess we'll see her on SmackDown.
I mean, unless there is an issue with the contract and they haven't got something solidified in
Shut
terms of long
Shut
term.
up. Hush your beak, boy.
Sorry.
But is that okay? There's a lot of speculation of because she wore that jacket, she's going to be with the White Six.
Yeah.
The way she came to the ring, despite the outfit, I don't think she will be. I think that's more of a. I think it's more of a nod and a respect, especially because they haven't been on telly that much.
No.
You know, and she wasn't coming in a dark, moody way. She very much, I said this on the live stream, she very much walked to the ring like the goddess.
Yeah.
And that's the Alexa Bliss I want back.
Yeah. That's the only other person that could bring that match to Tiffany Stratton and make that a spectacle. So Bliss could go to Elimination Chamber, win Elimination Chamber, and take on.
That's what I want.
Yeah. Okay. Booked.
That's what I want. Book that.
Any other thoughts on Alexa Bliss coming back?
Welcome back. I think she'll have a Mania match. I think she'll be in a tag match against Liv and Raquel. Who are part of me? I don't know. Maybe Nikki, but
yeah, or even Jordan Grace, something like
Jordan Grace. Yeah.
I really hope Nikki Bella's not back. I am not a fan of Nikki Bella.
Yeah. Well, let's talk.
Oh, you mean Nikki Cross, don't you?
I meant Nikki Cross. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Right. Okay. Well, let's talk about Nikki Bella. She came out at number 30, and I think
the crowd went mild.
They did, and they did. There was some cheers, but I think a lot of people were expecting Becky to show up, and I think that Nikki would have been better served coming out earlier and Bliss potentially coming out at 30 because no one would have been upset by that, and I think that was wrong because it just was a little bit unfair on Nikki to come out at that point when there were so many other potentials that it could have.
Both number 30s were rubbish.
Yeah.
Because none of them, one was a surprise that nobody wanted and one wasn't a surprise.
Yeah. But Nikki did eliminate Bailey, so she got a big one there. And they did have a social media post afterwards. She's like, I'm not just here for this. We'll see what it brings. So I think she is going to try and be around a little bit, maybe another match at Mania. So we'll have to wait and see. And Jordan Grace is now a official WWE superstar, which is just awesome. She did tease on social media that, yeah, it's my mom's birthday. I'm hosting a party. She showed plane tickets. She was going to be somewhere else. It was all a ruse. And I thought she was great. And I can't wait to see what she does. I really hope they don't put her in NXT because I feel that she's done some time in NXT with the TNA crossover. And she should just go straight into SmackDown easily for me.
She'll get swallowed in NXT. NXT, yes, swamped with women talent at the minute. Not to say the main roster's not talented, but I think she will stand out more on the main roster than...
She could go straight in and start challenging for that US title, even if it's not a main title.
Because the main roster is split over two brands, it's spread a little bit thin and it needs big stars like her, like Alexa back. Even if Nikki Bella came back, I'm not the biggest fan, but even if Nikki Bella came back, it needs those people to bolster it up. If it was only Monday Night Raw, then it's not a problem, but it is at the moment.
Yeah, and especially with those mid-card titles, they need to do that. Because I'll talk about it now because it's really pissing me off. Lyra Valkyria, the fact that she's, in the Rumble is one thing, fine, Braun was as well, but the fact that she's now in the Elimination Chamber,
I screamed at the telly.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like she's your intercontinental champion. She needs to be having people going after that title. It shouldn't be about pushing her to main event WrestleMania to go for the bigger title. It really winds me up because she hasn't defended the title. She's not on Raw. And it's just like, what are you doing with this?
She's done no promo work.
No, it's been really shit. It's been really, really shit.
You know what I think it is?
Go on.
If I'm honest. I think there's going to be a number of women who are on NXT who are going to, I don't want to say magically find themselves, but who are going to find themselves on Raw and SmackDown post WrestleMania. I think.
Yeah, after WrestleMania, because the window's closed.
It's 3 months away.
Yeah.
It's 3 months away. She should be defending it now. She should be defending it.
Yeah, no, I'm sure she will have defense. I'm sure she will have defense. But they instantaneously know that she wasn't going to be defending that title at Elimination Chamber. So they were like, oh, well, what's another way to get the title on TV if she's not defending it? Put her in the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah,
It's
which is not.
I'm not
qualifying match.
defending it.
So,
Yeah, I'm not defending the idea. But the fact is, she's in the qualifying match.
mhm. Yeah, but no, it's a big no from me. It's
Yeah.
it shouldn't be happening. It should not be happening.
And whilst
Her versus
you
Bailey,
guys-
and I can't see her being Bailey. So
Yeah.
Bailey will go to the Elimination Chamber. So, but again, it's just like, but then why her? If it's your champion, you don't need to have her going up against somebody and then losing like that. She should just be defending
It's
it.
funny because I actually don't think Bailey's going to win.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think after seeing NXT, I'm like, I think Bailey might go make this match.
Oh, okay, interesting. Well, I'd be even more pissed if she's actually in the chamber, Valkyria. So, anyway, any more thoughts on the Women's Royal Rumble? Anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I was going to say that even though I agree with you guys about Jordan Grace needs to go into either Raw or SmackDown, I do want to see her face Gulia.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
PFC had a good showing.
Mm.
PFC, is that what they called? Pure Fusion Collective.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pure Fusion Collective.
Yeah. They had a really good showing. It was really interesting. I like it when a faction kind of takes over and then it all went out at the same time. I thought that was also very funny.
On the stats on the WWE website, they all credited all three of them for eliminating Maxine Dupree. So, all there.
We haven't mentioned obviously who started, which we guessed this in our pre-show, which was EO and Liv. The only thing that pisses me off is no one ever looks pissed off about coming out number one at the moment. Everyone's like really happy that they're number one. No, you're pissed off because you've got to go through the gauntlet. But EO and Liv again, another solid Rumble. She didn't get to the final two like she has in the last couple of years, but another solid Rumble. And EO Sky is just phenomenal. To be fair, I want to see another Liv EO Sky match because that first 2 minutes we had with those two was brilliant.
Yeah. And we got to see more of it on Raw, so we'll talk about that.
What though? I
Go
think, sorry, I think, and this applies to the men's rumble as well. I think the reason why nobody looks pissed anymore is because the people who come in first and second, they usually make it towards like the final 10.
Yeah.
But the story, it's like I remember watching back at Eddie Guerrero, who spent ages trying to steal people's numbers, and Ric Flair throwing a hissy fit because Eddie Guerrero nicked his number, and all that kind of stuff. And people used to get really pissed off when they were drawing number one. And I miss the whole drawing of numbers thing. I know it's gimmicky and I know it's stupid, but I always used to find it entertaining.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind some of that.
Yeah.
It's always a bit. It hasn't got to be everybody. It's like, I mean, that's a perfect truth. I mean, we didn't get any R-Truth.
No, we didn't. I think they've run out of gimmicks for him. I think they just didn't have anything creative. And
I realized we're still talking about the women, but yeah.
And again, I think his was actually taken up by ISO Speed. I think that what he did there was kind of taken up by that. So let's talk about the men's Royal Rumble. Jey Uso ticket to the main event of WrestleMania. Our jaws were on the floor. That moment Reigns and Seth went out was one thing because we're like, Punk, he's eliminated them both, all his trouble.
Punk's gonna win.
And then Logan Paul eliminating Punk. I didn't know what the fuck to do. That was,
and we were really tired. It was 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, and we're like, what is going on?
Logan Paul is the perfect heel.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, and the fact that CM Punk referenced him against Kevin Owens on SmackDown, like I've never lost to Logan Paul, and then Logan Paul's the one that eliminated him in the Rumble. Perfection. Foreshadowing at his best. But and look, honestly, did anyone think Jey was in a chance? I think Lee mentioned that Skybet had Jey the same odds as Brock Lesnar winning it. So this was not odds.
Funny enough,
How did we not include him as a favorite?
Hilariously, I listened while I was in the gym this morning. I listened back to our episode, and you skirted around it, but then never went to it. None of us were. We were all like, "It's CM Punk. We don't want it to be, but it's CM Punk. Maybe Cena, maybe Roman Reigns." and the off chance of Seth. You kind of got really close to thinking it might have been Jay, who then left that alone really, really quickly. It even got to a point where it was 6 of them in the ring, and it was Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, and Jay and Cena, and Neil said, anyone in this ring can win, and me and you in unison went, except Jay.
Yeah. We did.
Except Jay, huh? Except Jay.
Now, Neil, I know you're happy that you won, but there was no way you saw it actually happening, did you?
I didn't see Jay winning, no, admittedly, but I didn't see Jay winning because I was like, okay, when the Royal Rumble comes around, I know that WWE know what they have a 90% done WrestleMania card.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? So in my mind, I'm like, okay, what needs to be settled at WrestleMania? And I was like, okay, you've got Seth and Punk. They clearly need to go have another go around. Drew needs something. So if it's not a triple threat, Drew's going to need to do something. And I was like, okay, Roman's going to deal something. Roman probably needs to deal with The Rock. If you don't deal with The Rock, then it'll be Cody Roman 3. Probably not, but And I was like, all these storylines. And then I was like, Jay, what could Jay do? And I was like, you know what? At this moment, it wouldn't surprise me if it was like Jay versus Solo. And I was just like, okay, that probably was penciled in. So whatever, we'll see. And I was like, keeping in mind. And then I was just looking at the match and I was like, yeah. I was like, legitimately, anybody in this ring could win that match. Because I was like, everyone in there has enough popularity that if they won the Rumble, it wouldn't be like WWE what you did.
Yeah. It feels like it's the one time where they've seen the popularity and thought we should pull the trigger. You go back to Daniel Bryan and they didn't do it. You go to LA Knight and they didn't do it. And
did it with Shinsuke.
Yeah, they did do it with Shinsuke. They did. But it's been a while. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that but when you look at it now and you see the popularity of Jay and how over he is with the fans, the merch that he sells, he's been in championship matches, and it's like, yeah, why not Jay? And the people who think that he doesn't deserve it, this guy has grafted, he's worked. His moveset is his moveset, Cena had 5 moves, we've kind of spoken about this. I think there are better storytellers throughout a match than Jey Uso. But he's got a personality that people like. LA Knight, the same. Not a huge amount of moves, but it's the personality that drives it. And at the end of the day, he's got fans on his side and they're cheering from him. I mean, this week on Raw, they asked for an encore. Do you know what I mean? He actually encored his entrance music so he could do some more yeeting with them. And you can't bowl that. Do you know what I mean? You just embrace it, go with it. And he should absolutely walk out of WrestleMania on night 2 as champion, because that vision of the fans going absolutely crazy, yeeting with him as a championship winner, maybe some of the bloodline come out and celebrate with him and stuff like that, a little bit like Cody did. Why not? Because the whole point is, as a Royal Rumble winner, he's main eventing, so he is night 2. He's not night 1. He is going to be night 2. So because they have said the main event and they've said they're going to face the other champion, and they've referred to that in Elimination Chamber. This is the one. So I just don't see Gunther or Cody, depending who he's going to go against, winning at WrestleMania. Doesn't make sense to me.
I can see Gunther winning, but I can imagine. I just, in my head, from the second I recovered from seeing him eliminate Cena and win that match, I was like, you need to face Cody. You need to face Cody and you need to win. And if you win, because I tell you what, you're shaking your head at Les. But hear me as I look into my crystal.
Boo you now.
Right? Yes. Right. If Jay wins that match, so because speculation tells us that Rock will not be at WrestleMania.
Yeah, he's not going to, though.
Okay. Let's say Jay wins. Let's say he faces Cody and wins.
Mm-hmm.
That means that What does Solo do? Right? How does Solo react? How does Roman react? Right?
It continues the bloodline story.
It continues the bloodline story in a absolute fresh take.
Yeah,
Because
then
now
Roman's
it's-
going after his cousin again.
Yeah. Remember, this whole bloodline thing started with Jay and Roman. It started with those two, right? And the whole thing, remember the whole promo? Oh, when people talk about, oh, Jay doesn't have good promo skills, go all the way back to the start of the bloodline and go all the way back to when he's talking about why he's the guy, why he's main event Jay Uso. And you think he went from being, oh, which one are you? To main event status. So he's got the skills. He's just maybe not the right situation for it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, if Jey Uso faces Cody Rhodes, especially if it's Cody Rhodes, because if it's Gunther, it doesn't mean as much. But if it's Cody, the guy who took the championship away from the bloodline, and then Jay, not Solo, not Roman, Jay is the one to take it back. Ooh, that creates a storm. That's a storm.
Yeah, no, I like that take. Gunther's like the easy option in that sense. Gunther lost last year and lost the Intercontinental. Is he going to lose back-to-back WrestleManias? Unlikely.
Not like.
But then where does CM Punk win? Does CM Punk have a main event and not win? So we'll come on to that. Any more thoughts on Jey Uso and his win?
I'll go because
you are no Yeet, Lee.
I am no Yeet. I'm going to refer back to what I said last podcast. Jey Uso is an entrance at the minute, and it's great, and I love the popularity. He's not a main eventer. It's not his moveset. It's his storytelling. To me, Jey Uso Gunther is not a WrestleMania main event. We have had that on a
Saturday
glorified house show. Yeah. He's, I can completely honest, he stunk the place out last WrestleMania against his brother.
I think that was the gravity of the event more than a poor performance. But I see.
But could that happen again? You know, the Gravitas have a main event of WrestleMania.
I think
put it on with Jimmy as a tag team against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, but one-on-one.
I think they could make Jay versus Gunther like Kofi Mania. It's the thing everyone is going to want to have, and it's the kind of thing you can send fans home happy with. I think with Cody's position in the company, he's not losing to Jey Uso.
I
love your story idea. I love your story idea, but I love your story idea, and I get it, and it makes absolute sense. But is it good for business?
Yes, it is.
I'm talking about this kind of business. I'm not talking about story business.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Money-wise,
Yeet versus Cody. It's that will have bank. That will have viewers on the seat. And if anything, Cody's not necessarily Cody can switch between face and just being aggressive like he did with KO. And, again, it's a chance for Cody to almost turn his heel during that match because it's almost like a face versus face situation, which could work. And then, he could turn throughout that match. It does lend itself to a lot of possibilities. I do agree. I think it feels like we've seen Gunther versus Jay, but then I do understand that narrative where he's tried and he couldn't beat him. So now's the time that he can maybe make that step up. So
I see it like this, right? I do not see, if I take into account everything that you guys have said and pointed out about Jey Uso not having he doesn't have the moveset and he's not the best storyteller of a match. I see a better match coming out of him versus Cody.
Yeah, I do.
They're both roughly the same size, there's not a mammoth difference. When you see Gunther coming to the ring, unless that person is a Brock Lesnar, a Damian Priest, a Obafemi, a mountain of a person, you're damn right I named him. And let's just say a mountain of a person going against him, really and truly, you don't really look at it and be like, Gunter might lose, right? It was such a WrestleMania moment when Sami Zayn beat him. But how many times did Sami Zayn have to get his ass kicked by Gunter before he finally... They had to recreate Rocky 1 and 3.
Story as old as time.
Yeah, but they should be going through that same story again.
Right.
You know, the back-to-back WrestleMania is the underdog trying to beat him, then beat him at WrestleMania. I mean, unless that is then their narrative they want him to have, where he has the title for like ages, gets to WrestleMania, and then loses it against the underdog, and that's his thing until he drives his home.
It could be the opposite to the Undertaker streak.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. But that's the thing is you think of it, but it won't be because because Gunter beat Drew and Sheamus at Mania. So, but you think about it, Jay versus
Stop ruining things with facts, Neil.
Jay versus Cody there is too much potential because firstly, who do you need in the main event? You need the absolute champion. Who's the absolute champion between Gunter and Cody? It's Cody. Regardless of how people feel about Cody, it's Cody. The reason it's Cody is for anyone watching this podcast right now, if you glance into the right top corner, what you see is what is around Cody's waist. It doesn't say wrestling is awesome, but that is the shape of the title, right? Yeah. That is what you need to see. You need to see that title leave Cody's hands, and you need to see, because there's so much potential, does Cody turn heel, right? What's likely to happen? Jay wins. What's likely to happen? Cody stands up and presents him with the title because Cody's a good guy. Cody's he's that face. Imagine he goes to present him with a title and clobbers him with it.
Hits him in the bollocks,
right? and then Roman or Jimmy run down to the ring and save Jay. Also, that title win puts Jay back on SmackDown.
I'd only want Jay to take the title off of Cody if we can guarantee Cody turns heel. If Cody stays face after that, I give up. He could go to NXT and take on Obafemi.
I don't think Cody's going to turn heel with WWE.
It's going to be Cena, isn't he?
He is going to be Cena. I just don't see it. As much as I'd like to see it happen, I don't think it will. He's too involved in the product from a TV point of view, interviews, press, the kids, the stuff he does at the after the shows, on the house shows, bringing fans into the ring. I just can't see it happen. I can't see it, but we'll see. Let's talk about more about the Rumble. What else did we have? We had surprise entrance, I believe, in Joe Hendry. We had the TNA champion, Joe Hendry. Unfortunately, Hendry didn't get any eliminations, but it was great to see him. He got a great pop. And
second biggest pop of the night.
Yeah, I'd agree. He got a great reaction from Triple H. Triple H posting a picture of him with the TNA champion
in front of a WWE that is just insane.
It's just insane. It's absolutely insane. And it's showing
I bet Vince McMahon threw things at his telly.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So that's great.
I tell you how amazing that is the fact that my wife and my kids watched both Rumbles without her phone in front of her face and was very excited to see Joe Hendry.
Yeah. The fact that the way your kids popped and they were all singing as they do was brilliant. I loved watching that video. It's fantastic.
Brilliant.
We had AJ Styles.
So happy. Looks great as well. Looks great. It looks like he's toned down.
Yes. So it's almost too buff last time.
I think he got himself to that big state with probably a bit of hormones in there, and
legs couldn't carry it.
and realized he just couldn't work.
Yeah,
the way that he's used to working, and he basically looked like SmackDown champion AJ Styles, even though he's back on, he's in Raw.
Yeah, he's been drafted to Raw, the final draft, because apparently the window's closed now because they're making up as they go along. So yeah, so he's a final recruitment to Monday Night Raw.
I was very happy with that.
And obviously at number 8, we were supposed to see Akira Tozawa. He got taken out on his way to the Rumble, went backstage, and of all the talent that's there, Triple H in his wisdom said, "Speed, you're in the Rumble." Look, it was fun. He got a great reaction. He got an elimination. He eliminated Otis.
That was funny.
And then he took the most devastating spear I think I've ever seen. I genuinely think
devastating spear.
was the most.
No, the most.
Nunzio. Goldberg or Nunzio. Royal Rumble. You look it up. Good God, I thought he killed him.
All right, but this is a guy that shouldn't be taking that kind of spear. Do you know what I mean?
He's not a wrestler.
It's like Bron Breakker was just like, I am going to destroy him. And it's like, I don't know what he's done to him or what it is, but it's I genuinely felt like I need to cut you in half. And
What?
The fact is, afterwards he was like really dazed and stuff like that. I don't even think that was acting. Did you see that? Did you see the skin off his leg?
Oh my God! Took a whole
stuff like that. And
that must have been when he went over the table.
yeah, exactly. And then he got thrown over the announcer's table to boot. And the fact is, we've seen so many angles of it now on social media from all.
He gets better and everyone.
It looks worse. It looks like his head really bashes off the ring. Do you know what I mean?
The thing that I love
goes across his top of his head as well. So he's like really went through him.
The thing that I love from Bron before he did it, he skipped to start the run. You notice that? Like, yes, it's gonna be fun.
No, you know what it is? You see, there's so many different things about that one spear. Firstly, he's clapping, he's applauding him, and then when he sees that backflip, he's like, "Now you're mine." And also, Chad Gable is a bastard because he was in that Rumble match and he laughed his ass off when you saw that spear. If you watch it, there's an angle where the camera is kind of facing
Chad.
Chad's in the corner, isn't he?
Yeah, the camera is facing the hard cam. So, for those who don't know, the hard cam is the main camera that is aimed where your entrance ramp is on the left and just the crowd is...
The announcers.
Which if you're at AEW, they don't put any fans on that side of the arena at all because that's where the hard cam is.
Yeah, right? So, what happens now is you see him like he's pretending like, oh, I'm dazed, oh, I'm injured. And then he's watching and he sees Bron start running. And then he sees him go back, hit the ropes, spear, and then he laughs and he turns his face and he turns away from that bit hard camera and he's starting with laughter.
Talking about things that were funny was we missed it when we were talking about Joe Hendry. Was Sheamus was standing in the corner clapping and enjoying it, and then when Fatu killed him, he was like, "I was enjoying that."
Not yet. And we had Jordan Grace throw Bianca Belair on top of Naomi and was foot stomping her. And
her boobs.
Stopped. Yeah, as she just was laughing. Bianca was laughing.
She made Bianca motorboat Naomi, basically.
Yeah. She obviously loved it. Any more thoughts on the men's Royal Rumble, gents? Was there anybody you were disappointed not to see?
Yes.
Before we get to that, though, we haven't mentioned Jacob Fatu.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good God, this is all I can say about that man. What can he not do?
He was take the title off Jay once he's done and show his dominance.
He's not far from a world title, is he? That man.
No.
He can dominate this sport.
As long as he stays on SmackDown, I love Jey Uso. Right? He's my favorite wrestler. I'd be in heaven and hell if Jay wins at Mania and at Backlash has to face Jacob Fatu and immediately loses. I was like,
does Fatu win the Money in the Bank?
Existing.
Oh, Jacob Fatu, Money in the Bank.
No, it's scary enough knowing that he's coming. It's scary enough when the match is when you know your match is against him to win a match and then hear his music coming. I would be in the crowd. I'd be in the crowd.
Yeah.
I like that Braun Strowman got rid of him as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Continuing the story. Again, I thought Jay was going to win a title by Money in the Bank. That's how I thought he was going to do it. You know, get Money in the Bank and then cash in. Don't have to worry about build up the promos and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we're not there now. Oh God, no.
But part 2's bringing the Money in the Bank.
Imagine just
Or Cena.
horribly. Imagine Roman wins Money in the Bank.
Oh, Roman. I have no interest in
Cena and Jay.
I have no interest in seeing.
Go on, Alex.
I have no interest in seeing a belt on Roman for a long, long time. He doesn't need a belt. I want to see him and Punk and Rollins
Seth.
kill each other.
Yeah, so do I. But I would also love, imagine if he wins Money in the Bank, he goes after Jay and fails. Good God. We've seen him at the highest of high for 4 years. He needs some lows. I mean,
Yeah, but the trouble is,
hell
when he
no.
comes, but when he comes out with the briefcase, the person in the ring will be recovered because it takes him 10 minutes to get to the ring. There's no surprise advantage. They can dash out the ring, past the announcer's table, and they're gone. There is no running down the ring to cash in with Roman. Just wouldn't.
And go refresher at the Prime Hydration Station.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, you know what? Sorry, there was one thing I did want to mention. It was about the Women's Rumble, though.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell was with the press-ups?
Oh, press ups are rubbish, and then Roxanne Perez.
Lyra
Roxanne
Valkyrie.
Perez was like,
No, Roxanne Perez and Nikki Bella. They're coming doing press ups. I love it because kids do better press ups.
This is how you do it. This is how you do it.
By the way, props to Perez as well. She was freaking
yeah.
awesome, and she took the record for the longest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Time in it.
it not long before she's on the main roster. I thought she was
Talented.
to smack
Talented woman, that.
before the end of the draft.
It
That
wouldn't
was-
surprise me if she wins the women's Money in the Bank.
Yep.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, take that. Let's talk about, obviously we spoke about Roman Reigns and Seth and Punk. That double stomp by Seth onto Roman Reigns, that was disgusting. That was,
If he's legit injured, that's why.
and then he took another one on the steps. But you know, it was that was something. And you know, that brawl happened. It's great. You know, they're talking about whether it's gonna be a triple threat between them at Mania. I don't have an issue with that. You know, if Cena is going to be the other person at Mania in a title match, that wasn't the narrative I would have booked, because I think Cena needs to earn it more after WrestleMania. I don't think he needs a title win at WrestleMania. I would have had Cena win at WrestleMania on his way to building a story. I think Lee and I spoke about it. The fact that he's been on this losing streak, he can't catch a win. He fails at Elimination Chamber, but he builds towards a match at WrestleMania, wins that, and then goes on a winning streak to build up to a title match. But I wouldn't put it past him winning Elimination Chamber. But he's going to be off our screens now for the next 4 weeks until Elimination Chamber. He's off filming again. So this retirement tour is very much a part-time thing. Yeah. So it's definitely going to be from Elimination Chamber onwards. You know, he's got filming commitments. That's it. I wonder after he's done his filming commitments, he'll come back with the shaved head. Cena.
He's been getting some stickers. Listen, as a man who is in his 40s, who has to have rather short hair these days, I understand and I respect and I do not criticize. You wear your hair however you want to wear your hair, my friend. You be proud. Or you can be like my mate who wears nothing but hats all the time.
Did you see the horrible meme someone did, like hustle tea, loyalty?
It was horrible.
They did his balls spot as both for the loyalty.
Mean. So mean.
It's just, yeah. Oh, come on. He deserves better. So Cena at WrestleMania, title match or non-title match?
I give him a title match. I'd have him win Elimination Chamber. I'd have him go on, face Gunther. I'd have Gunther kill him. And the reason why is simple. You see when Triple H points at you and it gives you like the rub? Murdering Cena gives you the rub. Solo was more of a threat after he murdered Cena than
God, I've
taking
forgotten
from the
about
bloodline. Yeah, he was more of a threat beating Cena than taking over the bloodline.
Mm.
And you think of the number of people that Cena has put over. Some of them, all right, we could roughly say that nobody, or we could roughly say that some of the people that he put over didn't need it,
Mhm.
right? Reigns didn't need it, but he put him over anyway.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, what does Gunther need? Because right now, Gunther is the most dominant champion who isn't championing. He isn't,
Yeah.
other than being the scariest man not named Jacob Fatu or Obafemi, he isn't doing much,
Yeah.
right? There was a time when a Gunther match meant he's about to fuck up your chest,
Mhm.
right? It doesn't really mean that anymore.
No, it's true.
And I think, and as pale as John Cena is right now, that hamburger meat after getting tenderized by Gunther's big ass palms would be a lovely way to reestablish Gunther as the champion,
Mhm.
and an excellent way to make Cena say, you know what, the Monday after, or the Monday after the Royal Rumble, or the Monday after WrestleMania, to be like, all right, it's Raw after Mania. I'm here. You know what? I took it for granted. I wasn't up to my best, and I was in the Royal Rumble, and that's why I didn't win. I wasn't up to my best, and I scraped through Elimination Chamber, and now I have to face Gunther, and I realized I need to take this more seriously, and then go on a winning streak of beating people, building his way back up. And maybe Cena should be the guy to dethrone Gunther at like SummerSlam or something.
Yeah, that's why I see him winning the title, because it's like you just come back for Royal Rumble and you didn't win. You can't then go off for 4 weeks, come back to Elimination Chamber and expect to win. So I think that narrative, like you say, it's like I realize now that I can't just come in and win these one-off matches. I need to be challenging almost every week, because when he said he was doing his retirement tour, he said he was going to be doing 30, 40 dates. So he needs to start appearing more weekly. And then if he starts having matches, maybe he can do an open challenge and he starts winning every week on Raw or SmackDown, going through people to build up to that title match and almost become like the number one contender because of that role. And I think that'd be a much better narrative than him just winning Elimination Chamber and going. So, because I don't think CM Punk is out of the WrestleMania main event title picture just yet. I don't think so.
I don't think he needs to win at Mania. What I actually want to see is him win the title and actually vacate and be like, right, now I can retire, and now I will vacate the title, and then you get a mega tournament, for the title.
Yeah, that could work.
I still have my Deadly Game tournament VHS tape because I love me some tournaments. Have it all happen on the same night.
Yeah, see, that's what I miss about King of the Ring. Having like 3 matches on the same night. That was something special. So to have that to become champion, like Jericho, he beat with The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night to become champion. And that means something, So if you have to go through someone like a Seth Rollins and a Roman Reigns to become champion in one night, that'd be awesome. So where does Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk go now? Where does that who goes into the Elimination Chamber, all that kind of stuff? So let me talk a little bit about the Elimination Chamber. So we've got some qualifying matches. So obviously we have Punk versus Sami Zayn this week. And Punk won, so he's in. John Cena declared that he doesn't need to qualify and he's just going to be in it. So okay. And then we've
The most Cena move ever.
Yeah, exactly. I deserve this because I've been here around the longest. Okay. And then we've got Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul next week on Raw. So it's going to be one of them. Then we have Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. So you imagine it's going to be Cena, Punk, Seth, and Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Who fills the other 2 spots?
Roman and Jacob.
Is it Roman? Is it Drew?
Well, no, because it has to be Raw and SmackDown.
Doesn't
because no one.
be.
Well, it doesn't have to be, but the thing is,
Kevin Owens then?
Yeah, I imagine Kevin Owens probably
Who
be in
killed
there.
Sami Zayn on Raw?
Yeah.
With a package pile driver.
After coming back from the dead after being spiked on his head through a ladder.
Yeah, we need to talk about that match as well.
Listen, we will.
We can get there, but
So much going on right now.
Yeah, I just think that it has to be. It has to, in my opinion, it has to be 3 from Raw, 3 from SmackDown, and Cena technically is a SmackDown pick.
Is he?
is he? Or is he a free agent?
I mean, technically he's a free agent.
He showed up on Raw just to say I'm coming back, but I don't think he's actually.
That was because it was
brand
Netflix.
related. Yeah,
Yeah, that's because it was the Netflix opener. But I'm pretty sure Cena is a SmackDown bound individual.
Okay. So Elimination Chamber 6, right?
Yes,
Because there's
there's
4
4
pods
pods and
and
two
you've got
pods.
2 in the room. So okay, so if you got Seth, Logan,
Randy.
CM Punk, and Cena, it leaves you 2. So
Yeah.
you've got Randy, Kevin Owens, Damian
AJ?
Priest.
Oh, Damien. Drew.
Yes, because Damian is on SmackDown.
Yeah.
So
So
you
Damian
imagine
didn't make
Damian will
it from
be in there.
SmackDown.
Drew McIntyre. I know he's Raw,
By an
but
Elimination Chamber.
he's going to lose his mind.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he wouldn't win. I know this person will not win, but I wouldn't mind seeing Carmelo Hayes in there. I can imagine maybe LA Knight gets thrown in there, but
Had another great Rumble, by the way.
Yeah.
Another star performance in the Rumble. That guy is so talented, but I love the fact that he is just losing and losing and losing. I think it's a great character arc for future for him. I really like Carmelo Hayes, and he's taking it in his stride. I think he's doing.
Yeah, he got beaten by Jimmy Uso on SmackDown. Roll up in
Yep.
a grab with the tights. So yeah, it was another loss.
That's someone that might be in the chamber, Jimmy Uso. I could see.
Oh, interesting.
And he won't win it, but you got the Uso main event.
Yeah.
that you could.
Potentially.
You can't say Usos can't win things now.
Yeah. I think Jimmy should still be going after the US Championship. I don't know. I don't think he'll make Elimination Chamber. He might be in a qualifying match, but I don't think he'll make it. So
oof, can you imagine? It won't happen. But can you imagine Jimmy Uso wins the US Championship and Jey Uso wins the WWE Championship on the same night?
WrestleMania or something.
Right? That would be like, I know it's taboo to mention this person's name, but that would be like when Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit were both champions, and they is at that. Oh, the confetti will float.
That'd be amazing. But what about Roman Reigns then? So is Roman Reigns not getting to Elimination Chamber? Because if he's fit, he has to be in it, right? Otherwise, he doesn't get to a main event, or at least look like he's going to be going for a championship.
I think
because Jay won't declare until I don't know if Jay will declare until after Elimination Chamber. I don't know. I mean,
no. I think the declaration will be before.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the reason it will be before is for the purpose of then having Gunther look at whoever, basically cut a scathing promo on whoever wins the chamber match.
Yeah, because you've got to have the chambers, whoever wins the chamber is going after Gunther.
Yeah.
Or going after the person who hasn't been chosen by Jay.
So if Reigns is fair, it'll be Reigns and Priest then, wouldn't it be?
I don't think Reigns.
Either do I don't think Reigns will be in it. I think as crazy as it is, I'm still really, really hoping for the triple threat. Right?
Okay,
if not the triple threat,
Roman and Punk.
Yeah. If not the triple threat, then just Seth versus Roman. I'm sorry. Before that, it has to be Seth and Punk. It's got to be Seth and Punk. I couldn't give less of a shit about freaking CM Punk after watching that Rumble. After seeing the two of them, it's the Rumble match, and they're just poking each other, cussing each other. He was like, "You think you're this? You think you're that?" And I was like, "Yeah."
And they tussled on Raw again as Punk was coming to his match, and Seth went back. They were like at it again. It's just going to be a constant thing until potentially there's a title match on the line.
By the way, talking about cinema and the way they do things, the shot of Seth at the front of the screen and Roman in the back, realizing he's staring
Oh yeah,
at Seth,
and just getting
was
angry.
just absolute cinema. And I'm just like, yes, this is what we want. Go and get it. And then
Somebody on TikTok
Totally.
actually cut in segments of all the times that Seth has cost and betrayed Roman into that. Just like as he's getting up and standing up and looking at him and just
At least he's sure. I need to see that.
I'll show it to you. It was so well done. I was just like, I don't know if they picked the right music for it. I can't remember, but yeah.
I remember. I remembered now what that bit of Roman looking at Seth was like. Was when in Fast and the Furious, when Dom Toretto is looking at what's his face as he's saying that he's Brian Pilner, he's phoning the police, and to say that he's getting in, and you just see him staring at him, was like, who the fuck are you? It's like just
so good.
All that needed to happen at that moment was the screen go red, and you just hear.
What else? Okay, so let's talk about Cody and Kevin Owens. What a great match. Better than I thought it was going to deliver. And some awful shots. I mean, we were cringing in our seats at a point when I think it was Kevin Owens put Cody onto the ladder, I think inside the ring when I was on the V shape.
the Buster off the ropes.
Yes. But then
Before that, though, Cody suplexed him onto the corner of a ladder floor.
on the floor, and then the Alabama slam through the ladder.
Dirtiest thing I've ever
laid
seen.
across. It looked like he broke his neck. Do you know what I mean? It was just like, it was absolutely disgusting.
And Sammy ran right to his help.
Yeah.
Sammy's a little bitch. Sammy didn't do shit. He deserved his packing pole driver. Lee, agree with me.
Agree. Sammy, I'm going to say it. It's going to become my catchphrase. Sami Zayn is a bad friend. He was, you're a bad friend. He was ducking under that ladder, go and check on Cody, then he'd duck. What he had to do was move that ladder.
Yeah. He could have saved his friend, but no, he's actually put him through it, killing him, cutting his eye open. And yeah, he absolutely deserved that package pile driver.
He does.
Are we going to get a Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn match at Mania? Is that what that is about?
Oof, no, I kind of feel like those two would have to go at it. I mean, do you know what? Their history deserves a WrestleMania match. I will say that.
I'm sure it had one during the COVID era. They had a throw together Sammy and Owens.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Did they? Because I remember it was Sammy versus Cody, Kevin versus Seth during COVID.
And then there was another, I think it's the following. Do you know what? I'll jump on the Wikipedia. Keep talking. Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure it was that. But
yeah, WrestleMania 37, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn.
It was thrown together quick though, really quick.
But it's the funniest thing is, why does everybody like Kevin Owens has betrayed all of his friends?
No, he hasn't.
Yes, he has.
Everyone's betrayed Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens.
No. Prior to this Kevin Owens, right?
All right.
He betrayed Sami Zayn on NXT. He betrayed Randy Orton. He betrayed it.
Package that A-Town Down Under did when they had Kevin Owens and they interviewed him and they showed that package again. It's like betrayal. It's like betrayed him, betrayed Sammy again. And it's just all these people, Chris Jericho and yeah.
So I'm just like, is that a point now where it's like karma is just attacking Kevin Owens, cutting him off at the knees, and it was like, you betrayed all of these people and now they're all going to betray you, and they're not going to attack you to betray you, they're just going to leave or side with your enemies.
But no, it was a fantastic match, and I didn't know if it would meet the expectations, but it did. And as much as we wanted Kevin Owens to win, we knew Cody would, but they put on a hell of a match, so props to them.
I would not be surprised if on SmackDown we're told Cody's injured
I've been hearing about this, that he might be injured and he has to vacate the title. I mean, what happens then? We have to have a tournament to make him champion? before WrestleMania?
No, but if that's the case, then it would, I mean, that would open things up very nicely, because if Cody is injured and has to vacate the title, there will be a match. Do you know what? Oh God.
Neil's cooking.
If Cody has to vacate the title, the Elimination Chamber match will probably be for the title.
Yes. Yes, it could be. Oh shit. Yeah.
And presently, the only person in the match is CM Punk, right?
CM Punk, Cena.
CM Punk and Cena. Okay, so you got CM Punk and Cena. Imagine now you add Seth Rollins, and then
Yeah, well, Seth
Seth
versus favorite.
So Seth will go in, and then you've got, maybe you add Damian, then maybe you add Roman. In fact, you add every single person who's ever your 6 people have all been WWE champion at some point.
Yeah, no, Logan Paul's in there. Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio. Logan's going to win. I don't think Rey's going to win.
I mean, that's true, but then, I mean, Logan Paul may have some problems.
Right. Okay. He might not make it to Elimination Chamber. Yeah.
Make it to that.
So how does CM Punk get his WrestleMania moment? Is there an opportunity this year for that to happen? Because obviously Seth was trying to get Sammy, the way that Seth was bigging Sammy up to try and make sure he beat him to not have his moment. That now, is really good narrative. But yeah, how does Punk get there? If Punk doesn't win Elimination Chamber, he doesn't get a WrestleMania moment, right?
No, yes, he does. He'll get a WrestleMania moment. It just won't be a championship match.
No, it's a main event. He wants the main event WrestleMania. It's not like he hasn't been to WrestleMania. He fought Undertaker at WrestleMania. He's had matches at WrestleMania, but he needs to be in the main event. That's the whole point. That's what everybody's saying. You haven't main evented WrestleMania, which he hasn't. And if he doesn't win Elimination Chamber, he doesn't this year. And
Doesn't need shit. He's a narcissist, he's moany bitch, and he can bugger off. I hope he never gets a main event. I love CM Punk. CM Punk.
Couldn't have said it better. But the thing is, I think, do you know what the real problem is right now?
It's too many.
WWE, there's so many talent, there's so many people worthy of that spot.
We need 3 nights.
Yeah, there's so many people worthy of a spot. That's one. And 2, there are so many active storylines which decree being settled at a WrestleMania over CM Punk being in the main event.
I don't think. So we've had this level of talent since the Attitude Era, when your Rocks, your Triple H's, your Mankind's, your Big Show's, Kane's.
No, but I don't think we've ever had this level of talent.
No.
I think the depth of the current roster is unseen.
And the fact that we're not even talking about Drew.
There's a difference on star power, but level of talent, we've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, the fact that we're not talking about Drew being in a main event, and it just shows the depth of the talent and how many good performers there are on there. And again, it's the promo work and the wrestling and the storytelling is so much involved. Almost what's best for business is for Cody to be injured, because then you could have Punk, Rollins, and Reigns as a triple threat for the title at WrestleMania. So a vacated title, you have a tournament to get there. The 3 of them end up there. So then you could have Cena. So if you had Cena win the Chamber, Cena can then go on to face. Oh no, you can't have it because you need Jay versus Gunther. So Jay versus Gunther. Oh, it's not going to work unless they introduce
A bill for Triple H.
It will work because
It's so hard to book.
No, it's not.
Roman Reigns wins the Chamber. So you could have a tournament for the belt. So either CM Punk, Reigns, or somebody wins the belt to go to WrestleMania to be in the main event. Then CM Punk cashes in his favor with Paul Heyman to get into the main event. That gets him included. So there is that right. He doesn't have to win the Elimination Chamber to get into the main event if Roman Reigns potentially is involved.
Yeah. I think we're neglecting the fact that even if Cody has to vacate, I know I mentioned it, and they'd be like, the Elimination Chamber match could be for the vacated championship, but really and truly, it could just be a simple fact of there is no undisputed WWE champion heading into WrestleMania, and it's Jey Uso versus someone, and you could pluck of all those names, right? Because then you can say whoever wins, all I can say is you have Jey Uso and
Versus-
on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I'm facing Cody. Cody's like, you won't be facing me. I'm injured. I won't be at Mania. Vacated title. And then it could just be like, okay, well, I would not be happy with this, but you could just put the title on Jay because he would have faced her, and it's in the main event, and you face whoever wins or whatever. I wouldn't like it. I
make
wouldn't
it
like
a vacant title, and whoever
But we
wins
have it as a vacant
Elimination
title.
Chamber, you could have whoever faces Elimination Chamber fight for the vacant title if you want to do it, or somebody they'll qualify. There's no other pay-per-view before Mania, is there? After Elimination
No.
Chamber.
I would
throw it.
Money in the Bank.
No,
No, it's
between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania, there is no.
Oh, they always cash in on the next Mania, right? Oh, yeah, no.
I would simplify it. I would say Chamber match faces Gunter, Chamber winner faces Gunter, main event of night 1, Punk, Rollins, Reigns, vacant title.
By Jay
with
Pritt.
By Jay, main
Mac-
event of night 2.
Yeah, nice. I like
This
that.
is huge speculation, by the way. We don't know that Cody is injured. But they're telling us that Roman is injured. And again, they told us Alexa Bliss wasn't coming back. They told us that Drew McIntyre kicked off after the Rumble, and then he's come onto social media going, unless you hear it from me, don't believe a word anybody's saying. There is so much being put around in the media. I love it, by the way.
Yeah.
But there is so much being put around in the media. I bet 90% of it is from Triple H.
Yeah.
And he is trying to stir the pot. And I think, and he's just he's sitting there like this. He's
It would just make it easier for us. It would make it easier as if Reigns and Cody were both injured, because we could just carry on and start booking. But
Exactly.
it's an absolute and we'll find out more on Friday. If he doesn't vacate this week, I can't see it happening. But
Since when
you
has
don't have
WWE
to
been so unpredictable?
But you don't have to vacate if you're not defending within 30 days. Seth Rollins with World Heavyweight Championship, he didn't vacate for months and he was champion, saying he was going to go to WrestleMania as champion. So just because he's injured, they'll give him the time. It's February. It's not until 18th, 19th of April.
They gave Brock. Brock didn't defend the title for months.
Ever.
Yeah. Cody didn't defend the title for 3 months this last year because he tagged up with Roman and then he wasn't on the PLEs. He went 3 months without defending. So
Neither has Braun Breaker.
yeah, it doesn't need to happen.
Yeah.
Right. Let's is there anything else? Well, there's probably loads we need to cover. Right, let me go through some of my notes. So we've spoken about Sami Zayn and CM Punk. Obviously, Punk won. He's through to Elimination Chamber. Kevin Owens hit the package pile driver at the end of the night. So we had Liv Morgan defeating Io Sky for the Elimination Chamber. Rhea Ripley came out to try and help her friend Io Sky. She ended up hitting Liv because she can't control her temper, and that disqualified Io Sky. Io Sky and her had a little bit of a face-off in the ring, and Io's really unhappy. That was a match potentially we thought we were going to get. Io Sky versus Rhea at WrestleMania, but that's not going to happen now. And we spoke about Lyra Valkyria. She's going to have a match with Bailey. Again, she shouldn't be in it. Intercontinental champion.
She's not going to win that match anyway.
She shouldn't. It should be Bailey. DIY.
The thing, but hang on. If she loses that match, her first match as champion, she's lost it.
Mm-hmm.
No. I think we're forgetting something, right? Bailey will probably win that match.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's what I'm saying.
it would not surprise me if Bailey is not in Elimination Chamber. Because Bailey has a match on Wednesday against Cora Jade. And it wouldn't surprise me if Roxanne Perez interferes in that match and costs Bailey that match and then attacks Bailey to put her out So she's not in the Elimination Chamber. And it wouldn't shock me if Roxanne Perez and Bailey have a match at either WrestleMania or at what's NXT's one? No, what's NXT's version of WrestleMania? Stand is
So Stand Deliver?
One Night Stand.
Stand and Deliver. I can't remember which one it is, but whichever one it is.
Why is Io Sky not going to Elimination Chamber? Why put her up against Liv Morgan and have Liv Morgan go and not Io Sky? What's happening there?
Well, I also think the thing is, isn't it possible that there's always a last chance saloon match?
Yeah.
It could be. It could be.
They have to do a battle royal or so, don't they? Like last chance.
It's always like either a battle royal or it's like a triple threat match. Yeah.
Okay. DIY obviously had a match against Most City Machine Guns at Royal Rumble, 2 out of 3 falls. It was
Everyone bleeds.
Yeah, it was a really good match. But then obviously to end it, the Street Profits came out, Cosmo City Machine Guns the match. And we're like, oh my god, have they done a deal with DIY? Nope, because they bitch slapped them too, and hit them with crutches and so forth. So Street Profits, is that a heel turn or is that just a we're here to fight and we're, letting everybody know we're here for business? What do you reckon?
I think it's an anti-face turn or anti-hero turn. They're not heels, but they're not going to be faces. They're going to be
Shovers.
People are going to cheer for them, but they're going to be brutalizing their opponents.
All right, cool. Any more thoughts on that match, guys? Rumble?
The nice way to get MG out of the title picture for a bit. They can go and fight with the Profits now, can't they? And it's sort of yeah. Give us Pretty Deadly. Give us Pretty.
Yes, give us more Pretty Deadly, 100%. Okay, so answer me this: American Made or on Raw?
Yes.
They got traded to SmackDown.
Yes.
And then they started causing beef with the War Raiders on War.
Okay.
And Chad Gable was like, yeah, go after the titles. What the fuck is going on?
Transfer window.
Well, they transferred them back. I mean, and
the brand split means fuck all.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's like, why is then Ivy Nile trying to go for the Intercontinental title? You were just transferred. You should not be on this show. Fuck off. That's winding me up.
It's this. You know what it is? The problem with this is simple. There needs to be 2 people booking WWE, Triple H and me.
Yeah.
You know what the problem is, Ken? You take the brand split too seriously.
It's called a brand split.
Yeah, but no one. But when has anyone ever cared about it? Apart from when they put in weird stipulations.
Do you remember the wild card?
Wild card.
Yeah. Fuck's it. Yeah.
Honestly, the dumbest thing. But I mean, that was a Vince McMahon trope.
Yeah.
But
the only thing the brand split really does is when you go for house shows and stuff, which kind of roster you're going to expect because they all kind of travel together generally. But you do have these that switch over depending on the towns.
I like that I can see any talent on any show. I don't mind that they're unloyal to the brand split.
No, I don't mind, but it winds me up.
Well, you obviously do.
No, I don't mind if they would go across if they didn't tell me they are on separate brands. That's what I know. If it was just this is Raw, this is SmackDown, you see who you see, I'm fine with that. No problem.
But it's like when your mum tells you something and you're like, and she goes off and does her own thing. It's the same thing. It's fine. The rule makers can do what the hell they want as long as they're still telling everyone else to follow the rules.
It's true.
It's HR. It's just HR.
Do what I say. Don't do what I do.
Do what I do. Penta kept up his winning streak against Ludwig Kaiser. Pete Dunne interrupted at the end, and then that just gave an opportunity for Kaiser to unleash an attack on Penta. Penta started off well. Do we see this now, him going into an Intercontinental title picture? Does he need to have another match against Ludwig or Pete Dunne? Seems to be a bit of a rivalry brewing there. I wouldn't be opposed to having matches between them for a couple of weeks.
I'm just enjoying seeing him have matches. He doesn't need to be instantly thrown into a title.
No, not at all.
Just run around, have awesome matches until they set up the feud match between him and Chelsea Green.
Did both his feet touch the floor?
No.
Yes.
No. I've watched it. He's pushed off with the one. It was close.
It was
I watched it back.
Close.
I watched it.
I'm convinced he just pushed off on the 1 foot. I agree.
What I love though is Rey Mysterio can always go over the top rope and never have the fear of touching the floor because he's so short he can't touch the floor.
The New Day came out to new music.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't often like new music, especially when it's something taken from the New Day, because I love the New Day music.
They had almost like Dragon Ball-esque like silhouettes and stuff on the backing screens.
I liked it. The thing I didn't like is Big E didn't come back.
Yeah. Oh, that was a disappointment.
We all kept seeing him in a suit. And we're like, dude, do you need to go and
it needs to be
get
changed.
dressed?
You got it underneath the suit? Yeah.
You need to go get dressed, bruv. And he did.
Maybe WrestleMania. Maybe WrestleMania. Maybe he'll have a tag match with someone. Maybe something will happen and he'll end up in a tag match with like Rey Mysterio because he seems to be having beef with New Day all the time at the moment or something like that. Or Dragon Lee or something. Who knows?
Neil's face tells 1,000 stories.
You're not convinced he's coming back, are you? No. Okay.
Props to McAfee for the Poo Day comment.
I missed that.
So he called him Boo Day and then went Boo Day. So yeah,
it's such a Pat McAfee comment.
McAfee stole the show at the Rumble because there were things that we mentioned on our live stream that he mentioned like seconds later.
Yes.
I think it was it Ludwig when we kept mentioning that everybody's running into the ring.
Yeah.
Somebody's just being up the brakes. And then Ludwig pumped the brakes immediately. And it was, smart move. And I was like,
and then he got instantly thrown out by Penta.
One of my favorite Pat McAfee lines recently is when Rey Mysterio was at ringside and he was mouthing off at Pat, and Pat was just like, "I don't speak, bitch."
On Mysterio, not Ray.
Yeah. I was like, "Oh, Dom, did I say Ray?"
You said Ray.
Yeah.
Oh no, Ray. Dom. So Dom, yeah.
I don't speak, bitch. It's
no.
almost like Pat just says whatever he fucking wants, and no one says anything.
No, absolutely does. I swear. Did he say fuck on the Rumble or?
He definitely swore. I can't remember what he said. But he definitely swore.
I don't think.
No,
shit.
I think they.
I think one thing he did was they were talking about somebody lasting like 32. It was talking about
his time in the Royal Rumble.
His was 30 some odd seconds. I think it was like the wife would be happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, Michin defeated Chelsea Green via disqualification, so Chelsea is still the longest reigning women's US champion in history.
I love Chelsea winning like this. I want her to keep winning by stupid things. Just to keep that title for as long as possible. The other one can hot foot around. I don't care. Chelsea needs to hold it for like 4 years.
But that's the difference. She's appearing weekly, where Lyra Valkyria is.
She's entertaining.
It's true.
Because people like Chelsea Green. I have nothing against Lyra Valkyria, but they've given her nothing.
Yeah.
They've given her nothing. I don't remember her doing a promo.
No.
All I know about her...
I think they did one vignette or something, and that was it.
All I know about her is she's Irish, and it's only because of the feud with Becky Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know about her. Other than that, I know nothing else about her.
Yeah. We had Andrade defeat The Miz. The Miz lost a tooth. It looked brilliant. I think it just spat, but it was brilliant with that elbow. LA Knight and Damian Priest defeated Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. But obviously, Fatu just beat the shit out of Priest after the match. So... yeah, there is lots going on in WWE right now. It's
bonkers. It's almost like we need an hour and a half to cover it.
Yeah, just about. Any more thoughts or anything else you guys want to talk about that's happened on SmackDown, Raw, and the Royal Rumble?
Can I give a props to the Gunther promo from Raw?
Yes.
And I'm going to unleash violence like they've never been seen before.
Yeah,
man is terrifying, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
That was.
I hear him say stuff like that. I was like, I'm going to unleash violence like never seen before, and then I instantaneously have flashes of him like giving slaps to Sheamus and Drew and Pete Dunne and Tyler Bates, and I'm just like, this was you being civilized.
Yeah. Well, he mentioned on Raw. He said that. I've been sort of like holding back in a sense. He's been making others look good in a sense of this, it's looking closer than what it actually is, and I think I really like that. And yeah, what he actually said was, you're going to see the most horrible display of violence the business has ever seen. And I'm going to make
And
your
that's
life
after we
hell.
saw someone get Alabama slammed through a ladder.
Exactly. I'm going to make your life hell every single week. I'm going to put you down like the diseased dog that you are. Yeah, he went off on one.
And the thing is, with someone like Gunter, is you believe it.
Yeah. And the way that he spoke to him is just like, you're no good for my legacy.
Yeah.
Being you at WrestleMania means nothing. Romans, Punk, Cena, yeah, adds to my legacy. You had nothing. So good.
He never gets angry. His voice never goes angry.
Nope.
It's just one tone of pure evil. I
Facts.
love
He shouted. He shouted at Ludwig. I'm pretty certain he shouted at Kaiser and the other guy, Vinci.
Oh,
They were being idiots. But apart from that, yeah, when he just literally stares down the barrel and tells you exactly what he thinks, which is usually the most cutting thing in the world, and makes the other person feel about this big. And I fucking love it.
Yeah. Speaking of him, who did Vinci hurt? Vinci must have hurt someone real bad because he had promos for weeks and weeks and weeks, came back, lost twice, and then disappeared.
Talking about him losing, he lost to Apollo Crews, who's apparently done his pecking.
Yeah, there's a picture of him in surgery.
Same thing that Cody did, apparently.
Right. But Cody was at Mania. It wasn't Mania. It was
Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell, yeah.
Did you see the podcast where Cody talked about what he did, how he did that pec injury?
Yeah.
Fucking
Doing fucking, what's it called? Ego lifts.
ego lift, yeah. Right. And no, he advertises DDP power cuffs now, doesn't he? He's like, leave your ego at the door. Like, yeah, fucking right.
Yeah, you're right. Anything else, gents?
No, good.
No, good. So I've been interacting with some people on social media, and we do have some people interested in joining our show. So I'm going to try and get a few people on in the next few weeks. Chris, who's been an avid listener of our show since we started, and he's always been on there on the live streams. He's always commenting. We're going to try and get him on the show. He's interested. I've chatted to a couple of people on TikTok as well. We have Dave's Wrestling Universe. He said he's interested in getting onto the show as well. And we also had Sam on wrestling. He's interested as well. So yeah, we've got some collaborations coming up.
Awesome.
So if you guys are interested, Sam on wrestling and Dave's Wrestling Universe, follow them on TikTok and for some additional wrestling content. And we'll do some collaborations with them in the future. So that's it from us this week. We've gone on long because there was a lot to talk about. Next week, we are going to go live for our podcast episode. So we're going to be streaming on YouTube and Facebook and TikTok. So it's going to be next Wednesday. And I'm going to say 8:30 because I put it at 8 and everyone always calls in late last minute. So we're going to say 8:30 next Wednesday. We're going to go live. We'll be talking about everything that happened on Raw and SmackDown from this last week when you're watching this, I guess.
This lot I've got to learn how to be on time for a live show. I've got previous for it, but these guys have got to learn how to be on time for a live show.
Yeah, it's got to happen. I mean, I'll have to start a live show without me. You guys will have to join me, but 8:30, I'll be going live. Jez, is there anything else you want to mention before we go today?
I dropped a new video today on my racing channel, Alex Van June Racing. It's the 3rd episode of my kart build series. The next 2 should come across quite quickly, hopefully, please, God. And then I might have some more actual on-track stuff coming soon. I've got a big karting event that I'm going to in a few weeks, so that should be quite cool. So keep tuned to that if you like your racing content.
Awesome. Neil, Lee, anything? No, you're all good. Right. Well, guys, thank you very much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure as always. And for the listeners, thank you very much for listening to us on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, Audible, wherever you're listening to us on the podcast. And those of you watching us, it definitely won't be on TikTok because it's an hour-and-a-half show. I'll split it into 2 episodes. We'll see if I have the time. But if you're on YouTube watching this show, thank you very much. We really appreciate you. Make sure you sound off in the comments. Let us know your thoughts about the Royal Rumble. Let us know some of your predictions for Elimination Chamber. How's this all going to play out? I think once we get past the Elimination Chamber, we'll actually be able to start booking WrestleMania properly. At the moment, I don't even know where to start. I know Neil does. He's got it all planned out. But right now is an absolute shit show. There's just too many options. So that would be like a 3-hour. That podcast would be as long as WrestleMania is, trying to book it with the options available at the moment. So we'll hold off a little while. But gents, we need to do another top 10 video, right? Because it's been a while. So let me know your thoughts. Let us know in the comments a top 10 video that you would like to see us do. We've done top 10 finishes and top 10 entrance themes. Check them out, our videos and podcasts for that. But sound off in the comments. You guys let me know what's the next top 10 you want to do. Neil's already got an idea. Go on, Neil.
Top 10 Rumble winners.
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
Topic.
Yeah. On topic.
Yeah, maybe then we'll do one top 10 Elimination Chamber winners before that one happens as well. So,
and I've already made the effort of going back and watching every Rumble so I can actually take part in this properly.
Nice. Awesome.
Top 10 WrestleMania matches.
Yeah, we'll do that before WrestleMania. Yeah.
That's long.
Good one. Sorry, I've only got 40 years to go back and check.
I tell you right now, that top 10 WrestleMania matches, we're going to have to blur out some names. We're going to have to beep some names.
That's true. Yeah.
There's a CVV episode with Kurt Angle, which I'm in the middle of listening to, and he talks a lot about that.
Yeah, he does. He mentions that a lot of Kurt Angle feels a lot of his great matches just aren't seen anymore because unfortunately of who he wrestled against. So yeah. Right, on that brilliant note, we will end the show. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Awesome. Wrestling is awesome. Thank you very much, Jez. Appreciate you. Listeners, watchers, thank you very much. And until next time, next week, we will see you live. And we'll see you then. Thank you very much. Peace out.
Yeet. Yeet.